Good morning, I'm Jimmy Randolph, CEO of the Sanford Area Growth Alliance, and it is my distinct privilege to welcome you to the grand opening ceremony of the new main branch of the Lee County Library. As an economic development professional, and a lifelong patron of the Lee County Library, I could not be more excited to participate with you in today's celebration. In the earliest days of Lee County, our community built a thriving economy around abundant local natural resources like coal and brownstone and timber. We grew cotton and tobacco, and perhaps most famously, the shale clay deposits, which formed the basis of our claim to being the brick capital of the USA for many decades. The proceeds from those early industries paid for much of the built infrastructure in the historic downtowns of Sanford and Jonesboro and Broadway, and formed the foundation upon which subsequent generations like ours built the diverse modern manufacturing economy which sustains our community today. And as that modern manufacturing economy evolved, it came to rely less and less on locally secured raw materials like timber and clay, and more on the skills, knowledge, and creativity of our people. In today's knowledge-based economy, our community's continued economic growth and success is greatly dependent upon our ability to attract and retain the best and brightest minds to our community. And quality of life investments like the Lee County Athletic Park and now this amazing new main branch of the Lee County Library are vitally important to the future success of our economic and community development efforts. Before we cut the ribbon and formally open this remarkable new facility, we'll hear from a few of the community leaders who were instrumental in shepherding this project from dream to reality. First, please help me welcome a distinguished military veteran, dedicated student and teacher of history, avid reader, and current chair of the Lee County Board of Commissioners, Mr. Kirk Smith.
Good morning. This is a wonderful, beautiful, rainy day, and we're so glad to be here inside our new community room. And I'm going to plug a shameless promotion. Story time will be here shortly. I will be reading on Chicken Story, okay? I want to say welcome to our elected officials. Meryl Salmon is here. Former manager John Crumpton, and we have to understand that many years ago we spent time traveling around the area visiting various libraries for the particular architects that were going to design this, and Vines and Associates did a fantastic job. But John Crumpton, our former manager, is here. Commissioner Reeves, Commissioner Lovick, Mayor Andrews from Broadway, Commissioner Kelly is from Broadway. Anyone else that I miss? Hopefully not. Thank you. I would like to make a special thanks to Kyle Kieran and their staff and employees. Many years ago, again, it seems like just yesterday, we were sitting in the Sanford Area Growth Alliance in the Buggy Factory in the conference room, and Kyle Kieran was given their proposal and showing us the architectural design of their plant that's going to be out in the Northview community. And when I saw it, the first thing came to mind is it looks like our library. So apparently, as we said earlier, many minds were on the same wavelength as designing what this building is created to look like, as well as what Kyle Kieran has brought to us. So I want to say a special thank you to Kyle Kieran for the contributions to our library as well. Without further ado, I want to stipulate one aspect. All of you wearing your Lee County Library t-shirts, please raise your hand so everybody can see you. We the citizens of Lee County entrust upon you this fantastic, beautiful facility for years to come. We trust that you will take care of it and that you will tend to the needs of the citizens as they come and visit this fantastic facility. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairman Smith. Now we'll hear from an individual who has dedicated much of her career to faithful stewardship and strategic investment of Lee County's financial assets, and whose leadership team has been instrumental in the day-to-day management and oversight of the incredibly important endeavor that we celebrate today. Lee County Manager, Ms. Lisa Minter.
Good morning. Thank you for being here today. It's a wonderful day for Lee County government. Today is more than a ribbon-cutting ceremony. It's a celebration of learning, imagination, and community. A library is one of the few places designed for everyone. Children learning to read, students expanding their knowledge, families having fun, and creatives exploring new ideas. A new library has been in the plans for years, and I do mean years. A new library was on the CIP when I came to work for the county back in 1993. And today, we're finally here opening this wonderful facility. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank several different people. First, I want to begin with the Board of Commissioners for funding this project. And I also need to tie Dr. Crumpton into this also when I do this, because Dr. Crumpton helped us finally, along with the Board of Commissioners, take this out of a plan and into reality. But during that time, COVID hit, and lots of things changed, prices went up, commodities were scarce, and so the price for this library skyrocketed. With the help of Dr. Crumpton, staff, and the Board of Commissioners, they had the foresight to continue the funding and up the funding so that we could have this facility today, and I think it will be enjoyed for many, many years to come. So I'd like to acknowledge them for that. I also want to thank Lee County staff for the project that this does not happen without key staff. So to Beth List, our library director, and all the wonderful Lee County staff here today at the library, thank you for your dedication to this. To Jennifer Gamble, one of our assistant county managers, and our development services division of Brandon Key and Mark Clark for all of your hard work to keep this project moving forward and within budget. Thank you. To our architect, our architect, Vines Architecture. If you're with Vines, raise your hand so people can see y'all. Thank you for this. Thank you for this wonderful design. They worked hard to keep it within the budget that we had, and I think they pulled it off phenomenally. To our contractors, Sanford and Samet, thank you. Your dedication to this project has been phenomenal also. And to know that we had a local connection, and know there was a lot more love and all put in this facility because of that. We have some special donors, some you've already heard, but I want to mention them again. Kiwa Kieran for their generous contribution to the Maker's Space. And a future event will be held to celebrate this space once it's fully equipped. Friends of the Library for their contributions to the outdoor children's area. We had an anonymous donation for equipping the sensory lab, to Emily Roscoe, Katie Shue, and Ernest Truman for contributions to beautification outdoors and indoors of this facility. We also want to thank Mr. O.T. Sloan for his cooperation on the land location for this library. So, in closing, thank y'all all again for being here today. I hope this facility will be here for many, many years and enjoyed by many generations. Thank you.
Thank you again for your dedication and commitment over the many months of work that brought us to this day, Ms. Minter. Next, I'm excited to hear from one of the selfless and committed volunteers who work with library staff to oversee library services, policies, and facilities through the Lee County Library Board of Trustees, Ms. Kathy Griffith.
Don't cry. There is a common theme that runs through many stories regarding time travel. The idea that when we go back in time, we must be cautious because little things can change the future. But I want you to recognize that in your lives, every day, you are doing things that change the future. Today, we creep our toes right up to the edge of that future. What a wonderful view. On behalf of the Lee County Library Board, I say thank you to every person who tweaked and tapped and pushed and pulled and dared and dreamed to shape this day. Welcome to your new library. May it ever be a refuge and an inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you for those beautiful and inspiring words, Ms. Griffith, and for your years of dedicated service and stewardship of our library facilities. In her career as a professional educator and English instructor, our next speaker inspired a love of language and literature and lifelong learning in countless young people. And in retirement, she continues to pursue that passion through her support and leadership of the Friends of the Lee County Library. I'm honored now to welcome Friends of the Lee County Library President, Ms. Susan Ladotti, to offer remarks on behalf of the Friends. Susan.
Well, today is the day that we've been working toward for over 25 years, closer to 30 now, I guess. And that's really hard to believe. When I moved to Sanford 40 plus years ago, I was immediately drawn to the public library on Hawkins Avenue. And it didn't take long for me to become involved in the library through appointment to the Library Board of Trustees. Through this involvement, I learned that the Friends of the Lee County Library had become inactive. And soon a group of us became determined to revitalize the organization. The late Hugh Moore, as well as Bob Brickhouse, were instrumental in getting us back on our feet. And Leonard Vigiano was our first fearless leader. We began holding annual book sales and other events to supplement library programs, but we always had the ultimate goal of a new library in mind. Library Director Michael Matochik worked tirelessly to begin this process that has finally been brought to fruition by Beth List and her staff. I'm so proud to have had a small part in leading the Friends for several years, and I'm prouder of the hard work that the board has put in. Our work will continue at this new branch as we will strive to find ways to support Beth and her staff and all that they do to make Lee County a better place to live, and this library the centerpiece of Lee County. If there are any present or past members of the Friends of the Library present, I would ask them to raise their hand at this time so we can applaud you in your hard work. By the way, we're always looking for new members. And some of us will be available today in our book sale room, which has no books right now. We got rid of all of them before we moved over here. But there will be some of us there to talk with you about membership in this worthwhile organization. Thank you so much for your continued support of the Friends and of this wonderful institution.
And now, to officially wrap up this portion of today's grand opening celebration and formally welcome the community back into our local library, I'm delighted to pass the microphone to Ms. Beth List, Director of Library Services for Lee County Government, whose knowledge and passion and perseverance and attention to detail are reflected in every aspect of this amazing new facility. Beth?
Nearly 9 years ago, I arrived in North Carolina to accept the position of Director of Library Services for Lee County. Feels like yesterday and an entire lifetime ago. In that time, I've watched this community grow, and I've learned that our greatest success it comes from putting people first. And this library is a reflection of that commitment. As we planned this space, our goal was never just to build a place for books. We set out to create a place for people. Today, that vision is all around us. This is a true third place for our community, a welcoming, innovative space between home and work and school where everyone will belong. While the ways we access information continue to evolve, our mission remains the same: to create, to connect, and to discover. This building brings that mission to life as a hub for learning, collaboration, and inspiration for all ages and abilities. You'll find spaces designed with our community in mind, a makerspace for creativity and entrepreneurship, a vibrant children's area, and quiet study rooms for focus and reflection. I'd like to thank our partners, supporters, and advocates who made this dream a reality. And on a personal note, thank you to my family, my husband, my children, stop crying, and my mom for being here, and part of my family. And I include part of my family, my staff. You guys are amazing. Thank you. They have been with me through every step of this journey, and I am deeply grateful for their constant support and dedication. A library is a reflection of the community that it serves. Thank you for sharing your vision with us and for helping us make this dream a reality. This is more than a building. It is the heart of our community. So, please come in, explore, and make it your own. We've missed you. It's been a long time. And we are so glad to have you back. Thank you.
It's an old picture book. Some pages are torn. But once it was new, pages crisp, every one. Bursting with colors and brimming with fun, it took pride of place on the new book's display and was borrowed by Mia.